you do this prayer in English or in Spanish, as we do it in Los Angeles, or in French, as we do it, or German, it's a cleaning tool. As soon as you begin it, you're saying to the video, whatever's going on in me, I would like to have it corrected. Could you ever notice that every time you have a problem, you're always there? You have one of these days, the intellect will try to get a hold of that. I am the I, and come forth from the void into light. I am the breath that nurtures life. I am that emptiness, that hollowness, beyond all consciousness. The I, the id, the all. I draw my bow of rainbows across the waters, the continuum of minds with matters. I am the incoming and the outgoing of breath, the invisible, untouchable breathe, the undefinable atom of creation. I am the I. So as you say this prayer, it is the Ho'oponopono. And so we've got to come back to ourselves, beginning with the source in you. You're connected to the source, and you want this source to make decisions for you, and not memories. So now you are the three selves. That is the spiritual, the mental, and the physical. That's who you are. So now the conscious mind, which is the intellect, decides to do the cleaning, and this is the I am the I prayer. So as it begins to say that, I'm going to put memories in here, the kind of stuff that we experience as guilt and anger and resentment. So now I say the I am the I prayer, then immediately that energy always goes down to the subconscious of the physical mind. And then it loops up, it goes to the spiritual mind, or the alma kua. You translate the word alma kua, it means across all time and space. So the alma kua is never saddled with a memory. It's always eternal, free. So this part of you is perfect. And then that energy goes up. This is a petition, a request. So you're making a request to this source, and this is the problem, what I'm going to call dissolver, not problem solver. You're going to get this part of you to dissolve the memory that's in you. So that energy goes up, and then the divinity looks and hears and knows exactly what needs to be released. So now the energy comes down. This is the mana. This is divine energy. This is not oxygen. This is pure divine energy coming down. So it fills the spiritual mind with this energy. It moves down. It always does it spiritually first. Then it comes down to the conscious mind, called the uhani, and it fills that. It's looking, scanning, doing whatever it needs to do, and then it comes down where your problems are, in the unipili. And then it scans, just like you have if you're an AOL member. It's always scanning, and then it decides that this can be voided. So it voids that. So leave a space there for you. Now there's an opening. It may zero out that. It may cancel that. I don't know how the divinity decides. But let's assume now you worked on something long enough. So now you're empty. So this is empty, but this emptiness is filled with this quietness, which is the divine source. So you're empty, empty, empty. That's the first thing that comes down. Then the next thing comes down is what I'm going to call Manatu. Manatu. And so that thing comes down. And this is so simple. So now the energy comes down, the next flow comes down. So the next flow comes down is inspiration, because you're empty. There's no resistance. So it's just coming down. So now it comes down to the intellect, because the intellect's quiet. It's not engaged. So now it comes down into the subconscious, the child in you, because it's not engaged. So now you're into the flow. And this is what will happen if you let go. But if you don't let go, then you're forever stuck with memories. And this is what happens to us. We just ever, so once the memory kicks in at the subconscious level, the intellect engages it and just gets sucked away, and it's called chaos. This is the scientific word for it. But when I was growing up as a good Catholic, it's called hell. You just, you're all over the place. So it is only about the way to problem solve anything. There are only two ways you can do it. You can either engage in it, which is what the intellect will do, like mine most of the time, or you can go up and have the divinity disengage it for you and leave an emptiness there. So that's all we're talking about this weekend. And so I would like to ask if you have any questions about what we've covered so far and why we're here. So we are only here to be perfect. So as long as we're empty and ourselves created exactly in the image of God, then the flow will come. But if we get stuck in memory at the subconscious level and then the intellect hooks, it's like, can you stand up and show us the picture of the fish your son caught? And tell us how heavy it is.
109 pound Ulua.
109-pound Ulua offshore. Wasn't, you didn't get in the boat. So how long did it take? How long did it take?
Half an hour to fight it.
Yeah, so for us, thank you. For us, our intellect engaging and with all our lives we're stuck. We do that stuff and we're stuck. And we keep thinking we can get out of it. You can't get out of it. You can't get out of it at this level. So we're always trying to solve it at this level instead of going all the way to the top of the mountain where you can see everything. You're like a divinity, you're seeing everything. You're going to the top of the mountain. And so now that you hit the button by saying light switch or whatever, and now the flow comes. This is the flow of love, inspiration, whatever you want to call it, that comes to flow in. But if the memory shows up and the intellect hook, then we're stuck. So let's see if anybody has any questions or anything like that. As I was cleaning, I heard this word come up, strong. So I just told her that, because it's something that she needs to pay attention to. And this is the word, this is called envy. So I said to her, you should be working on envy. That's something you need to work on. Listen, some of you didn't get it yet. Listen to this. She said, is it my envy or his? Then I'm saying to her, it's not her, it's the memory. So it's not him, not her, the memory kicks in like you have a Toshiba computer dealing with a Sanyo. It's not the computer, it's the memories that they hold. So I said to her that one of the things she has to work on is envy. That's something you have to work on. Being a woman makes it even more difficult. When you decide, a woman decides, really, it's a cataclysmic process when a woman gets to the point she said, I'm going to be out on my own. Did you know that? You guys don't know that. I'll tell you why you don't know that. If all the women in the world were given more money than they needed, they would leave the guys they're hanging around with. Except my sister. Yeah. You understand that? If they had their own resources, they would go. I would say maybe 60-70% of the people who are in relationships would just leave. Especially if they got kids. So envy. So now she's a woman getting on her own. If she doesn't work with envy, it's going to take her down. Not that she won't make any money, she's going to die from cancer of the stomach, the colon. I tell you, it'll kill her. Envy. Thank you. So anybody have any questions about any of this stuff? So let's say somebody asked my friend over here a question. Let's say I'm a client and I approach him and I'm talking to him. What's his job? Hello, what's his job? What? Okay, and how would he clean? One of the things I would do in his office, see, now you gotta pay attention. Everybody is a unique child of God. So when I come into Lewis's office, and if I were him, one of the things I hear is I would put a glass out somewhere, hide it in his office, 3/4 glass from tap water. Because boy, the stuff that he handles is crazy stuff. Like he was saying, complex. I mean, forces like that. Now, if you put a glass like this in his office, what this acts is like on a pressure cooker. You know how you go, that's all. So now you put this, as crazy as it sounds, I would put it in his room, and as the stuff comes up, the memory, it'll go all down the drain. That's what the 3/4 glass is. It's the drain. So if you run a business and you don't have this hidden someplace, you're crazy. This is the drain. This is Ho'oponopono. It's releasing the stress. Otherwise, my friends will die from some kind of horrible stomach cancer or something. Really. So all you have to do, 3/4 glass, and it's in the book. If you want a business, put it out and let this thing help you clean and drain the stuff. If you got a crazy house where people are always arguing, this thing is very helpful. It really drains the stuff. And that's all you want to do, because you're only here to be yourself. If you have memory is what I'm going to be Catholic now. Okay. So now when a memory plays, like she gets a stomach pain, it's falling from grace. You have fallen. You're a fallen angel. That's what stress is. You have fallen from grace. So now you do the cleaning. You allow the divinity to remove that. Now you rise. So you're now in the flow. Your flow is upward. But when a memory comes, you feel heavy, it goes downward. And you have a choice. Do you want to go upward or downward? Well, I want to go upward if I can. But you only can go upward. This is called thinking, envy. As it plays, you feel depressed. So now you eat things like strawberry, because you feel down. As soon as you begin to eat that, divinity will erase that and change the direction. So now you go up. Even if it's only for one moment. And then another memory comes down like that. And then you go down. And it's hitting you every moment of your day. So now the question is, do you want to be free? So here's what Abraham Lincoln talked about. I was reading one of his letters, I don't know, years ago, and they got into a discussion on the life, how the war was going. And then he brought up he loved King Lear, Shakespeare's King Lear. But he said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. That's what happens to us. When a memory comes up, we divide ourselves, we separate ourselves from God. So we have a falling. But now you have this ability, and it's so simple. You drink the water, you breathe. As soon as you allow the divinity to erase the memory, there's going to be a reversal. You know how people talk, wow, I have a reversal of fortune. Well, so I'm going to pause to see if you have any questions. 3/4 glass, strawberries, all that stuff back there is to keep you from falling, or if you're falling, to reverse it. And some of it is crazy, like my friend said. It doesn't make sense. If you brought some Hawaiians in here and they tell you what, you can do Ho'oponopono by eating M&M's, they throw stones at you. And so I got to watch who's coming. Nah, he's not Hawaiian. Oh boy. Really? But listen, what is the divinity's message? Come to me as a child. And you know, when you look at children, they like sweet stuff. So instead of you're talking to them, leave one little bit of M&M's. See, I have M&M's I take, but they're little bitty ones, you know. Because I love them. If I have them big ones, boy, once I start, I can't stop, yeah? I keep saying, I'm cleaning. Okay? So again, the only choice you have is you want to go ascend or do you want to drop. And if you're going to do that, you got to get back to zero. And in zero, there's no resistance, no thinking, no coping, no managing. And once you say that, if you look at the eyes prayer, on the eyes prayer goes like this. The first line, I come forth from the void into light. This is what the divinity is talking about. But you got to give divinity a chance. It cannot intrude into your life. You have to give the divinity a chance. So let's say you're feeling like our friend, she's feeling this memory taking her down. Now she's feeling it knotted in her stomach. Divinity can't help her unless she says light switch or something, because it's an invasion of your privacy. You get to choose whether you're going to go down or go up. Save me, say I'm sorry. How many of you have that difficulty? Let me ask this question. How many of you have it difficult saying I'm sorry? Anybody? Several of you, because you're thinking about it. But if I were to look at your body, you're sick as hell. I'm telling you now. You're sick as hell. You got all kinds of problems. But you think it's something else. It's because you're not willing to let go. I'm sorry, please forgive you, only letting go. I don't know what's going on. So in the end, you get to go up or you get to go down. That's the only process. And most of the time, we're down. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. You know, you'd be in the sun, like my sister. She said, look at me, another break. We just started. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm brand new at this, and I don't know all the tools. But driving down here today, there's a driver in front of me. He's spitting out the window. He's dumping a cigarette butts out the window, and I realize I'm really disgusted with the whole thing. So I say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I don't know what tool to use. The only one I know is
You can say
the general
thank you. I love you. Because you're not saying it to him, you're saying it to your reaction.
Right.
So you say I love you, like a heartbeat. I love you. Whatever's coming up, I love you, because that is your enemy that you have to say I love you so that you can set it free.
So those are considered tools?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because then I did the light rain. which
Yeah,
is
you can do
general.
all of that.
Oh, okay.
Now, there was a woman in Los Angeles, she said to me, and not you, I'm not implying to you, she said to me, oh my God, there are 80 tools. This is about 4 years ago. There's 80 tools. I mean, why don't you just give us one and we call it? So I said to her, I was cleaning, I heard the video, he said, ask her to open up, in her mind, open up her closet. Just open it up. And then ask her how many pieces of clothing that she had. Then she got the answer, you know. It depends on the occasion, so you take a dress off for the evening, just like the cleaning tool, depending on the situation. And then you and I, if you're like me, I have a favorite shirt, so I'm always using that one. But the idea is we're going to give you a bunch of them, so you can select stock. My sister likes certain ones, you like certain ones. If we only had one, most people wouldn't do it. They don't do it anyway. So, what would be a favorite tool of yours, besides your own inspiration? Lifesavers? Yeah. My children love Lifesavers. I don't even say anything. When I'm visiting, occasionally. I try not to visit them. I leave like that in the house. My grandchildren love them. And as they eat it, whatever comes off of them will come off of me. Otherwise, I wouldn't leave it. I'm not working on them. I'm working on a communal problem. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah.
How does the light switch work?
The light switch works. The light switch work. All you say is light switch. That's all you have to say. Now underneath that, what it represents is I'm sorry. And some of you have difficulty with that. But you can handle light switch. You don't have to say, I'm sorry. You can say light switch. Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. That's what the intellect is doing. Now the intellect has made an appeal. This is called an appeal, or a prayer, petition, whatever you want to call it. Now, the divinity has to do it. When you knock, I gotta open. I don't open it, oh, it slam the door. Or you, oh, it's an Italian, some guy named Lawn slam the door. No. When you say light switch, the divinity has to respond. So now you say light switch. Here's over here. Always starts here at the level of the conscious. Light switch. So immediately it goes down, goes up. Divinity goes, the energy comes down and erases. That's what this light switch is about. And all of the tools, whether you drink water, eat the strawberries, the blueberries, it's about, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Yes?
I don't quite understand the lifesaver purpose, because it says helps to save your life.
Yeah.
We know we're eternal, so
Yeah.
what is it?
I'm listening to, the air conditioning responded to your question, so I'm just listening to it. Yeah. When you say light switch, or when you say lifesavers, it becomes an internal process. But you won't say it unless you know you can say it. Do you say, wait a minute, when the guy was spitting out the door, did you say light switch? You said I love you? You said something, right?
I said, I'm sorry, please forgive me.
Yeah.
And then I did.
So Lifesavers is saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me.
Oh,
It's an internal, all of it are internal. They're triggers to get you to do your cleaning. So as soon as you say Lifesaver, the process begins, and you give the divinity a chance to erase whatever you're reacting to as he's spitting out the window. Because he's not spitting out the window. You're experiencing him spitting out the window, but he's not. He may be doing something else. He may, maybe somebody next to him is disgusted. He goes, oh, sorry.
so lifesavers is a general.
No, lifesaver is a specific appeal to the divinity. So when you say lifesavers or you eat it, it's an appeal, it'll instantly go up and open that flood door.
But I mean, it's like saying, like rain.
Yes, it's like saying, I love you. But people won't say that. They don't even think it. Like you, when you go over there, you put the lifesaver, you don't even think that it's a cleaning tool. You just put it in your mind and automatically it begins to work. And as you're working on it until it disappears, it's working. Millions and millions and millions of memories. Millions. And you're not even doing anything but, you're like a little kid, just eating, you like it, and then you're just working away.
But is it working on me now because I know what it represents? So
Yeah.
before I die.
You'll have to talk to God about that.
Oh, okay. So along that line, the blue water. If
Same
I give the
thing.
blue water to my whole family, then
It's about you. In other words, when this person showed up in her life, this guy from the real estate company, the bugs went up. She got turned something like that, and then at some point she took the responsibility, and when she said whatever, it erased it from both beings.
you're right.
But it begins with you. If you don't say it, the guy will keep spitting out the window. What do you think of this crazy stuff? I'm curious because I'm watching, you know.
It sounds kind of crazy. You have to try it.
Yeah. Because see, some of these people, 30, 50, 100 times they've been there. It works for them. But it won't work unless you work it. If you think about it, too much sugar, it won't work. If you go, whoom! All you have to do is say light switch, whoom! Out you go. And I remember I was reading one incident, a mother in Iowa, I think Ottumwa, Iowa, was hanging her clothes up, just hanging, and all of a sudden she stopped. And she had the mind to look at what time it is, and she knew it was the date. And then maybe a couple of years later, they were having dinner with their son, and he was sharing the story. But at some point, he thought he was going to get killed. From that moment, when his mother remembered. So as he was talking, his mother said, I remember that. This is the pull and push. But most of us have that and we don't do anything with it. Now I'm telling you, you can do something with it. You can erase it. Any questions? I'm gonna take a break unless you have. So, you know, it's kind of like walking in the morning, you gotta sort of warm up. I'm watching you to see how much warmed up you are, yeah? Otherwise I'm gonna hitting the wall. Yeah.
Can we just visualize eating a strawberry?
What does that mean?
Well, taking a little smidgen
You
of the
can
strawberry.
simply say strawberry in your mind. You don't want to visualize because that's God's job. All you want to do is say strawberry, and up, then it begins the process. It goes up. You don't have to visualize anything. You're down to the basics. You just have the thought. In the beginning was what? Do you remember that opening in the Bible? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was made flesh. So it's just the thought of it, which is the Word, and it happened. That's how people get cancer. You know that? Just by their thoughts. It has nothing to do with all this, excuse my language, stuff they tell you. Just the thought of it, separate. Down you have that experience. If you're down most of the time, you get cancer. You know what cancer is? Cancer is a confused cell. It doesn't know what to do. So if you say light switch, everybody goes back and oh, I know what to do. The divinities will delete. Divinity will cancel. Divinity will void. That's it. We can't do that. That's why thinking doesn't work. Only this can erase the memory that causes an experience. And divinity can. You can't talk the memory away. You try to talk and dance around. You cannot. You can't transmute it. So this is where when you do Ho'oponopono, you go straight up to the top of the mountain. That's what Moses did. All these great sages, Jesus, take the time to go up to the mountain. Now work on jet lag, how you can prevent jet lag. Easy to do. I'm going to go anywhere, and this is, we met with the United Airlines for a little while, but for whatever reason, at some point, Munner said, no, we're not going to do it anymore. Yeah, and I don't know why, but we were there specifically to show them how to prevent jet lag for their pilots and staff, and then patients. And flying customers. You can do that. This thing prevents jet lag. You know, you can have jet lag in your house. Do you know that? You can go from this room, I go outside, and I experience like, wow, I'm dizzy. I feel tired. You can experience. So the Ho'oponopono is about, I never had jet lag. I can go anywhere in the world, whether it's east, west, you never get by doing this. So if I know I'm going to go to Spain, let's say several weeks in advance, I begin to work on the airplane, the flights. Because part of what jet lag happens is that when you fly over ocean, you're flying over memories. The ocean holds all kinds of stuff. You're not cleaning it. It's all the time. But jet lag is just being out of rhythm. Yeah?